Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the PML Wrestling Shizzo. It's PML Crew, Rich Lopez, Homeboy, Gaines, Cabe, Homeboy Malloy, Tom Malloy, Top Shelf Price, Robert Price, always with us. Hope you guys are enjoying your week. Basketball playoffs are starting. We are post-WrestleMania, but we are still always wrestling. Homeboy, how you doing?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. Hanging out, living the dream.
Almost took a screw to the eye, dude. I saw you. I was walking in
that,
here, dude. I saw the water table.
Violent.
Definitely. I mean, that screw came out to.
And I've had some issues with my
screw.
eyes with doing home repairs. I got paint in my eye.
Oh, shit.
That was very painful. I got a wood chip in my eye. So that was just another close cut.
You might need to do a blindfold match with one of these
parents
objects.
suggested they're sell safety goggles for a reason. I'm like, yeah, I should probably invest in a pair of those.
Very true. I didn't think about that. Yeah, you should definitely get a pair. Use them wherever you're doing something.
Just wearing them all the time.
Whenever you're doing maintenance in some way, shape, or form, you got to wear those. Yeah. I did see that, but I know Kenzie's a little young. She won't know, but that water table looks badass. So.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, Easter is coming up, so hopefully you guys are getting ready for that with the familia or friends, anything like that. Easter Bunny is coming for the little kids. That usually means some candy, some smidgens, some money, whatever you guys do, you know. So hopefully you guys are getting ready for your Easter. But we're going to do something different on today's show. We were talking about it off air. Obviously, you guys aren't really involved. Obviously, if you guys want to give us input on this going forward, we're obviously going to let you guys know about it right now. But we wanted to get to WrestleMania season. Once that was over, we're going to try like a new little template here to give us something to talk about weekly instead of just babbling on or shitting on like things, because we don't really like to shit on creative stuff because there's always going to be good and bad, right? So what we're going to do is we're usually going to pick one match a week, usually in a main event or at least co-main event to where there's a decent amount of time to cover and talk about stuff throughout it. So we're obviously, maybe one day we'll do the Iron Man match that's 60 minutes, but right now we're just going to stick to something that's about, 30 to 35, 40 minutes, stuff like that. But in the match, it's a watch along. So we're going to give you guys like a timestamp in the pay-per-view, which for this episode, the very first one, we're going to do a Backlash one since Backlash is coming up. And we're going to do Backlash 2000. We're going to do Rock versus Triple H. And as I'll let you guys get to the timestamp, I'll talk in between that. But we're going to go to the 2 hour, 16 minute, 38 second mark. You'll probably just see like an overview of the crowd facing the entrance arena. So you guys will go to that 2 hours, 16 minutes, 38 seconds. And what we're going to pretty much do in these watch-along matches is we'll probably just talk about the match itself, obviously, if we see any cool spots or whatever throughout any match that we watch. And then we'll also talk about maybe the time. So obviously this is in 2000, so we might talk about the landscape in wrestling, what we thought about it when we were kids, what we think about it now, what you would change, what you wouldn't change, maybe people that were underutilized, stuff like that. Because obviously as we get older and stuff like that, we obviously still like to enjoy the content of wrestling, but keeping up with the newer stuff outside of the WrestleManias or Rumbles or SummerSlams is kind of hard. But we always like to go back, get together and do this kind of stuff. And then Backlashes are in your houses or like any lower level pay-per-view, we won't ever rebook. But if we're doing like a WrestleMania match,
hell yeah,
it'd be kind of cool to rebook that WrestleMania, which obviously we've done previous shows and stuff like that. So it's almost like a free range as we do a watch along. So this week we're doing Backlash 2000. And obviously, since you guys are aware of it, if you guys have any matches that you want us to cover, definitely feel free to reach out to us. But we're going to give you next week's already. So if you guys have any input, we'll start, obviously, the third week of this. So this week is Backlash 2000 Rock Triple H. The following week, or next week's show, we're going to do Backlash 2004, Randy Orton versus Cactus Jack or Mick Foley. So anything after that, you guys definitely reach out to us on our PML Show social media. It's at PML Show for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And then hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. You guys could definitely reach out, tell a friend, tell a family member, wrestling fan about us. We air every Friday on YouTube if you guys want to watch the video. We're obviously not going to show the match. We're not allowed to do that, but you guys can watch us reacting to stuff. And then obviously if you guys just want to listen to us, because we do have the voices for radio, or we have the faces for radio.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. We are on Spotify, Apple, Google, all that kind of stuff, wherever you get your podcasts, every Friday, the crack of dawn. So, hopefully you guys got on the Peacock. Hopefully you guys got to that timestamp, 2 hours, 16 minutes, 38 seconds. Malloy, sorry, your screensaver just went off. That's how much I was babbling.
All good, dude. All good.
Do you have any input before we start?
No,
Anything?
I'm excited for this. I think it's a cool concept. Even if you're driving around, work or whatever, you could still listen along. It was a good time in pro wrestling, 2000.
Oh yeah.
Coming off of good WrestleMania. Overall, I think this match is probably better than the WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
It should have been the WrestleMania main event match.
Cool.
So,
right.
yeah, cool concept. We're going to start at the 2 hour, 16 minute, 38 second mark. So, we're going to go give a 3 second countdown and we'll hit play.
All right, well, you have the screensaver on, so let's make sure we can get to that first. Does it?
Yeah, I probably just hit the enter button and it would have worked. Technology. What is it all about?
What is it all about? Hey, this
all
is
right,
the first time.
3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
We're there.
We're there, and now we have Lillian Garcia talking. We don't have the volume up all the way. But it looks like we're about to have Shane McMahon come out because he was a special guest referee.
Here comes money.
And the first thing, we'll just start off with this. With obviously, you kind of got the stylistic approach of this all the way up until maybe the HD era, so maybe like 2010, 2012, 11 maybe. Do you miss like the arena getting its own like separate entrances? Do you
I do. I feel like it was a big part of the show. It made every pay-per-view special. Oh, yeah. I'm sure it probably costs a lot less for production purposes.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, bro.
I agree with that. Go ahead. I didn't mean
to but it's just probably more cost effective to do this, and also probably too like with all the stuff they do like HD, 3D actually to an extent. It's probably better off.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool. Like I miss when they were all aprons. I miss when it was all like stuff like this. I think it's a cool concept. But we get to see Triple H come out here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pop this quick because we can't get in trouble probably for the music. I just want to see who come out to.
We might be able, I think you have to have another 30
Okay,
seconds.
so he's still coming out to my time.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's strange that some of these, if you watch some of these older shows, the music is redubbed. For instance, like Jericho comes out in WCW to break the walls down. Weird.
Well, I think I know why with those. I mean, I don't know why it's
copyrighted. Probably.
No, I think it was just very close to copyrighted music.
Yeah.
So, if you notice, Diamond Dallas Page is in WCW is very close to Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yes.
I really think I don't ever heard this on an interview, but my eye, and you would know this way more than me because you're a rock guy. I feel like Jericho's is very close to a Pearl Jam song.
I think so.
And I just think that it's so close, you just try to avoid it.
And they redubbed Hogan's music because he literally came out to Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, I mean, there's...
And it's such a generic song, and I'm like, Hogan was so over in WCW. It's like, you couldn't give him better music?
Yeah. I'm assuming he got that from Jimmy.
You probably paid for it during that period of time.
Yeah, like, or that estate or whatever.
WWE probably doesn't want to pay for it now.
That's what I'm saying, exactly. Yeah, back then it was probably cheaper. Now it's obviously a lot more crazy.
ECW, I mean, Tommy Dreamer came out to Ozzy Osbourne.
He did do a couple. I mean, RVD was the best one. Came out to Pantera Walk.
Yeah,
and that was
it's
awesome.
none of that.
New Jack came out to... oh my God, dude! Dr. Dre and Ice Cube, Natural Born Killers.
Yeah, because that was their tag team name, Natural Born Killers.
Yeah, so I mean, I think you kind of get this too. I think sometimes with UFC at pay-per-views, I feel like pay-per-views different because they're paying to see it.
Yeah,
I could be completely wrong. I don't really know the logistics of it. Look at the tan on Triple H, huh?
Looks like he forgot his face.
Yeah, he definitely forgot his face.
It's probably a spray tan, and he didn't want to get it on his face.
This is probably the early ages. It's actually two early stages. Early stages of spray tan, probably, and the early stages of him spitting into the crowd. I think he's still only, like, not even a year in on that.
Yeah, and I wonder if he was using the cloths. There's tanning cloths you put on yourself.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and it's crazy like how dark he is in comparison to, like, Stephanie.
Yeah,
and Vince.
Right. And Vince.
So we got Vince here. He's young as hell. Cutting a promo.
Shane looks young. Steph looks young. They all look young. It's crazy.
Well, this is what,
22 years ago? It's crazy.
You think the hair on Vince is real? Like,
yeah. I can't see how it's not.
Yeah. Everyone always questioned that. I think it is because it definitely would have came off during a match or something. Knowing him, because I feel like he just like lifts hard but doesn't really pay attention to the match aspect. Like, I don't care what I'm wearing. I'll go out there and do whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I know the match. We got the match down. He gets the storyline, but he doesn't care what he looks like.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. The heat in this too. I mean, we have this.
Yeah, can we turn this up for 5 more seconds?
Yeah. Look at that.
That's a lot of heat. That's they're really giving it to McMahon. Like, he was honestly best heel probably ever in the business. Probably.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, this is the thing too. Is it was supposed to be Triple H versus Rock. Obviously, Vince and Triple H's corner and Steph. Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, the deck stacked against the Rock has changed the ref, and Austin was kind of advertised to be a part of the Rock's corner, which obviously that's where the heat that you just kind of showed briefly was alluding to, because Vince was saying that Stone Cold won't be there. Great heat, very simple heat probably for Vince at this time. Talk about a crowd pop.
Let's see this quick for the Rock.
Yeah, let that play.
The Rock says, I have that on a CD somewhere. WWE Anthology. I have it at my parents' house.
Yeah, he's a champ, dude. They both look like champs.
So what do you think? Young Rock is starting to develop into his wrestling career, which is cool because they never really dived into that the first season. It was more football related, and everything else. Yeah. And then there was a scene, I'm actually going to watch it probably tonight after this. It shows Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, I saw the clip on Twitter.
It's like, cool. Joe, like, are you planting a seed? Like,
that's what I'm saying. It is kind of cool. I mean, they also don't tease what WrestleMania would be. Obviously, you're thinking Hollywood. I'm pretty sure you survey every wrestling fan, 99.9% are thinking Hollywood. Just look at this stare down real quick. Like, this is what I kind of feel like is missing in WWE.
He's like scumbag, spits in the ring, chasing King style.
Oh, dude, everybody's spitting this, dude.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels was the king of spitting in the ring.
Hawking straight up loogies.
The loogs. Look at the nose on Triple H right there. Oh, everybody's just snorting,
Rock's got a schnoz too, though.
Yeah.
But they're snorting hardcore. They're gonna fight. I think.
Dude, look at the signs in the crowd. This is a non-Big Four pay-per-view.
Yeah, and the place is packed.
I would hate to be sitting behind these signs, though. I bet you would put your goddamn sign down.
So, like, the top of the screen, right? The top of the screen, camera-facing side. I went to a live event with my parents at the arena.
Yeah.
And literally, like, we brought signs and stuff, but we were at the top. And they had signs the whole time. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like 10. I'm like, I can't even see.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so that was cool, but it's I do miss the aspect of signs. Like, it's not like it used to be.
Yeah, visually. That and the cameras, right? Like, the visual appeal to it. And then this stare down's kind of cool. The trash talking's kind of cool. I was just going to say, we're at 2 hours, 23 minutes, 30 seconds, in case you guys make sure we're not lagging or you guys aren't lagging. And during the pre-production, we'll say the cheap-ass, lazy-ass pre-production of us, we found out that Malloy has ads, so we might need to pause this, or we could just talk during the ads, but we'll let you guys know.
I think best bet is just talk to the ads. We could continue talking, which is fine.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know when we're back into the action, if it does happen.
Now, the thing with Rock and Triple H here, like, it's crazy to think, like, they're our age here.
Oh, I'm older than him right here.
Yeah, so, like, Rock's 28 here.
Yeah, Rock's 28, and then I'm pretty sure
Triple H might be
31. I think he's 31.
And it's like, they look so much older. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, dude, just think about, like, the amount of physical, like, pain they have to go through every, like, night. Like, I mean, Rock's, the thing that's crazy is Rock's only been doing this probably about 5 years. Like, 95 is when he started.
Yeah, because 94 was still with the Gators, right?
Well, no, Miami, he wasn't, but he was in the CFL in 94, I believe, and then 95, I think he started. Either late 95, early 96 he started, but Triple H obviously started in, I think, 92.
And these guys are beating the shit out of each other. Like, they're still, like, in the era where it's like,
you gotta be a little snug. You gotta make it look legit.
You're whooping ass every night. Yeah,
except that kick. That kick looked like shit.
Like, the guys are doing, it looks like Steve Austin's first kick at WrestleMania. And he's 57.
I was saying.
So, it's like, I don't know, I think they were still, like, in the mantra of, like, the Iron Sheiks, the Macho Mans, the Ric Flairs, the Steamboats, like, they're still very high physicality.
Yeah.
Where today it's more like choreographed and everything else. Like, and the rings are they are softer, which is
of course, yeah. I was just gonna say too. I feel like The Rock, Austin, Triple H kind of
it brought back.
I mean, there's a mixture of simplicity here, where you want to get that punch, like you want to make that punch look snug, right? And like, not to be like a technical person,
Triple
we're not
H
watching it to be technical here, but it's just like they do the simple things. Like, majority of Rock and Austin's moveset is just punches.
Punch, kick, suplex.
And obviously, look at the crowd; it's working. But
I think you think too. It's just more like the character. Like, like, you look at, Rock, Austin, Triple H, maybe Michaels, but he was more of a technical wrestler. Do you look at those guys that, like, they're just such a higher level, and even McMahon to an extinct, even when he wasn't a good wrestler, he was just a good storyteller.
Yeah.
Versus like the Matt Hardys, the Bret Harts.
Well, I think it's the stages of your careers, right? Remember when Rock debuted, like, he was doing a crossbody off the top rope, which is cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously that's a safe high-risk move, but back in 97, like, that was a high-risk move, where Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Edge Christian, Dudley's, like, they were young into the business. Rey Mysterio, they were young into the business to go to the WCW side. It's like, A, you're younger, so your body can withstand some of these moves, but it's also, that's the way for you to get the crowd's attention. Because Matt Hardy, if he had the same style as a Rock or Triple H, he doesn't have the character for the people to believe in, right? So it's going to stand out. Okay, well, let's jump off a 16-foot ladder. That's going to make us stand out.
And do you think this is why guys like Triple H, The Rock, even look at this generation, I wouldn't want to skip him over, as Randy Orton, have been able to go this long because literally this is their matches?
I was going to say, I think Orton...
They're the ones selling out the show. Like, even Orton, like, yeah, he had some hardcore matches, but so did Triple H. I would compare a parallel of Orton Triple H.
100%. I think that's the most comparable.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you.
Parallel lines. Like,
yeah, they're safe. They're very simple. They use their expressions more than their actual moveset.
Yeah.
Which, that's what will draw the emotion out of a fan or just a person that's watching. But yeah, this is Backlash 2000. Austin's, well, he's advertised, but he doesn't show up to the end, possibly.
What?
Yeah, my bad. Backlash 2000 Triple H versus The Rock WWE title match. These were the final two in that fatal four-way, just to kind of go back a month before at WrestleMania 2000. We've talked about that intently
Do you
on
think
a couple
Ric
episodes.
Flair was watching, like, just to watch that, like, that little Ric Flair thing he had there?
Maybe.
I think Flair is like, man, he's cool, because they really don't know each other at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure they have like a little bit of an understanding. They both worked in WCW for a brief time.
Yeah, but
not really a brief time, but like 3 years.
But that's like saying, we worked on shows with some people who made it in wrestling a little bit.
Oh, I get it.
And it's like, they really weren't friends with us.
Oh, no, I get it.
Hey,
No, I'm just saying, yeah, like I'm sure Flair like realized what he was watching when he saw that movie.
Well, yeah, Flair was so like disappointed in WCW because there was so much talent there, and like he was like, "What are we doing? I can wrestle these people."
Yeah,
like
exactly. But yeah, this is, like I said, a match that kind of was teased at WrestleMania 2000. If you guys want to hear our thoughts on that, we have that in a previous episodes where we kind of like reviewed it, rebooked it, gave our thoughts on it. But yeah, WrestleMania 2000. I thought it was a big letdown. You thought it was okay. But again, the main event of that WrestleMania 2000 was a fatal four-way where there was a McMahon in every corner. Outside of Rock and Triple H, you had Cactus Jack and you had Big Show. Obviously, the Rock and Triple H were the last two. They went about, 15 minutes maybe in that match. So you kind of got a tease of this going into Backlash. But I have a question here before we go into the actual other matches on this Backlash card.
Yeah, I have a question too about this before we
Cool.
go farther.
I was just going to say, the one thing is if Mick Foley did win at WrestleMania 2000, which some people thought he should have, obviously, to like give him the official happy-go-lucky, go-home match of his career, there was supposed to be a tournament where the culmination would be here actually at Backlash. The winner would be the WWE champion. Do you kind of wish that happened? Or do you like this one-on-one match?
So what would have happened would have been Mick Foley would have won the title and said...
And then the next night he would have been
Here
like,
you go.
yeah, I retired. Linda brought me back for one night only. So obviously that would have been vacant.
Because
probably like second or third.
Adrian, we did it.
Yeah.
We did. Put the title down, like, call it a day.
So I don't know if the tournament would have started that night or if they would have done like an 8-person tournament, almost like what they did at WrestleMania 4 or Survivor Series 98. But either way, I'm going to ask you, like, what do you kind of wish would have happened if that was the case?
Have Steve Austin win the title, come back and win the title.
Do you think he'd be ready, though? Because I feel like that's the reason why they have him just here, like in a couple-second spot.
Yeah.
And that's why... Did he do the stunner in this?
All he really needs is, I don't recall, I haven't watched this match in a couple of years.
Yeah, I forget to.
I watched pretty much when the network first came out, I really binge-watched wrestling, and I watched the whole 2000, pretty much every Raw and SmackDown until about 2002.
Dang, dude, shout out to you.
Yeah, I just would watch, like, every night I come home from work or
I
school.
struggle off my memory. I feel like, I know he comes out with a chair.
I know he comes out with a chair, he has a long-sleeve shirt on, and I think is wearing the jorts gimmick.
No, jeans, dude.
Yeah,
we're close,
full
but
jeans,
yeah, denim, of course. But I'm just trying to think. I feel like he uses the chair because obviously the reason why he's out, if people don't know, is because of his surgically repaired neck.
Yeah.
And obviously with a stunner, you're compacting your neck. So I feel like he does it, but I feel like he doesn't.
We'll get there, though. We'll get
Yeah,
there.
of course. We'll watch. That's the point of the watch along. But so if he's not ready, who do you think would win, or who do you want in a tournament? Do you want a 4, 8, 16?
You have to have a face win. So I would say 8 because you don't have a lot of time from WrestleMania Monday or Raw.
Oh, look, we're using the modern terminology right now. WrestleMania Monday.
To Backlash. You have 4 weeks.
Yeah, about that.
And I would say you would have a road just to get it to here.
Okay.
Triple H and Rock are there. And I think you just put Rock over, have
keep
Babyface
these
with
two
the
in the
title.
finals.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that. I was thinking about that. It's really weird too because if you guys were watching, hopefully I know we were talking and we didn't really acknowledge it, but if you saw, Vince holds up that program before Rock comes out, and on the program it's or for Southern the program. The program actually has Jericho's face on it, which is kind of crazy because if you look at the Backlash thumbnail on your Peacock,
It's Jericho.
it's Jericho. You go to WrestleMania 2000, instead of Foley, it's Jericho. So it's almost like the company had plans for Jericho. And I know Jericho on the Kurt Angle podcast recently. I've seen. I didn't obviously listen to it, but I saw the transcript of it. It was supposed to be him involved. I'm assuming he would have been out number 2 in that Fatal 4-Way, like Foley was anyway.
I would have preferred Jericho over Foley, honestly. I think that just wasn't a good look for Foley.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
It was unnecessary.
Yeah, to say it's a mixture. It's like, why couldn't Foley have a one-on-one match? You know what I mean, against Triple H? But obviously, Triple H is the best heel. You obviously want to incorporate him in the main event. Jericho was starting to get really over like Rover. Obviously, The Rock is the most over.
I think Triple H was afraid of Jericho.
You think so?
I personally think it was, yeah.
I'm torn on that. Like, I could see that because of the rivalry was so personal. You could feel it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like Triple H was like that with Austin and The Rock, too. So part of me was just like, it was competitive. But I could see him being more jealous of Jericho over Rock and Austin because I think, like, if you're Triple H, in a sense, it's like, all right, I can understand why
that third spot, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I could understand, like, Triple H is probably like, all right, I could understand The Rock. He's 6'5", 275. He looks like a star. I could understand Austin. He's 6'2", about 250, 260.
These
and
are
he
both
has the attitude.
professional athletes, too.
Yeah, and then it's like, he probably looks at Jericho. He's like, all right, Jericho's about 5'11", about 220. I'm a monster. Why do the fans like him more than me? So I can kind of understand where that, like,
Jericho
jealousy.
has more charisma. I love Triple H. I love this character of Triple H. And he's literally a modern-day Ric Flair.
Yeah, he's my favorite
He
version.
literally just wrestled like Ric Flair this whole match.
Yeah, so far, yeah. All the spots.
Just did that. I'm surprised he didn't do the turnbuckle. Except for, that would just be weird seeing him do that.
But let's go to the other matches on this card.
Before I start, I just had one question.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I want to, yeah.
So you see Stephanie McMahon at the women's title. Do you think that was a good move? Or, like, do you think it's like honestly, to me, I feel like the women's title didn't mean much, and I feel like it meant a little bit more here.
Yeah, it was, and this time I do agree with you.
Because then she wins it off of Lita, and that's a huge, like, Lita wins it off her, and that's
Yeah.
a huge thing for Lita. It really, like...
Yeah, it puts her over as a face.
Yeah, it really jumps her career.
Yeah, it's, I completely agree with you. It's weird because this is, like, post-Sable and pre-Trish, so, like, this is, like, this transition where...
And Stephanie's a better wrestler than Sable. But not better than Trish,
No. And this
Lita.
one actually, ironically, I think she makes her debut. I could be wrong, but her pay-per-view debut.
Trish does make her with TNA, right?
Well, that's at WrestleMania, but I mean,
Yeah.
I think Lita is a Backlash today or on this show. Could be completely wrong, and I apologize, but I don't remember seeing her at WrestleMania, and I don't remember seeing her at No Way Out.
Shane, I would never be able to do that bump.
Oh, dude, Shane was so athletic, you just never thought about it.
You don't, and that's why, like, you see Shane now in all these high-profile matches, and people be like, "Oh, just because he's the boss's son." Go back and watch what he's done in his wrestling career, and you take those bumps.
Absolutely insane.
And not being like Shane wasn't an athlete.
Nah.
The most athletic person out of their family is Shane's kid. He's gonna. What is he? He's a Hoosier.
He's going to Indiana for football.
Yeah.
I just see that.
It's just like Vince wasn't an athlete. He was he's a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
But he honestly
Oh yeah, Steph's clumsy. No pun intended. Obviously, they have more important things creatively to worry about. Vince is clumsy.
They have good minds.
Yeah, that's what
great
I'm saying.
minds for business.
Yeah, Shane is good minds, good business, and
but he's
athletic.
just a wrestler. He's to me he's no different than Jeff Hardy. He's just pretty much a stuntman. I'm
Yeah.
surprised he actually never got in the movie world doing that. But it's like you have so much money. You're an executive. You're college. Your dad made you go to college and probably has a business degree. So he's probably got a business mindset watching, especially all this stuff. So
100%. But no, I do agree with you. This is like that transition of the women's title where you don't want to get rid of it, so you want to put on like the best heel. It also gives them like the power couple look of Triple H and stuff. So, and then obviously when Lita wins it, there's your new face until obviously you build that women's division where Jacqueline comes a little bit more handy. Trish obviously gets more developed. Ivory gets more screen time. So you're just kind of building that the women's division and go from there. But here comes the Spanish announce table. Let's go to the matches though.
this
real
is
quick.
an awesome spot. Quick,
Is it-
we're at the spot where he's
Yep.
about to rock bottom both Shane and Triple H to the table. That
I don't
probably
know how,
really hurt.
I don't know how Shane can breathe after that.
I don't know how
but
Shane's still alive.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
Look
Do
at
you
the
thi- do you
beautiful
think-
facial.
Do you think that's Vince's face every time Shane
I just
does
think
something?
backstage probably. I was just gonna say too. I just think Vince knows where the camera's at. Because look at, I think Steph does too.
Yeah.
So Steph's like, all right, I'm just gonna sell it.
They're good
They
actors.
know- yeah, they know
Play
exact-
the part well.
Yep, 100%. I don't know how much time we got left on this, so let's, bless you. So let's show. Bless you. Bless you.
It's allergy season, folks.
Oh, it is, dude. 80 degrees up in the Nipa area. It was really good the last few days. God dang, dude. I'm going to pop the audio levels.
Sorry if you're in your car. I hope you don't hit anything.
Yeah, facts. Other matches on this show. We got Edge and Christian against X-Pac and Road Dogg. This is like two tweeners. It was kind of weird. Tag team match, 8:37. That was the total match time, 8 minutes, 37 seconds. Dean Malenko, Scotty 2 Hottie. I think the most underrated match of
Very good
of
match.
This, yeah,
Yes.
and this is kind of bringing the lightweight division into light. Malenko wins, obviously, 11 minutes, 47 seconds. So they got some time.
Here's a question about this really quick.
Go ahead.
Do you think that the light heavyweight division was the best weight class division they ever did in WWE? Because I think it is. I think it's better than the when they brought in the cruiserweight title.
Oh, see, I like the.
I think it was better than obviously the second coming of the cruiserweight title. I think that was the best thing.
No, see,
the
well,
original format. Because I know it was to go against the cruiserweight title in WCW, and I think that'll always be the best weight class belt. But I don't know. I just think
sorry, I was looking at the trash
yeah.
talking. It's just funny, but no, I just think. See, I always like the terminology of light heavyweight. I don't like. I get cruiserweight too because that's actually a boxing term too. Well, so is light heavyweight,
Yeah.
but I just think that's easier for somebody to transition like light heavyweight to heavyweight. So if you wanted to do it, but I do think the cruiserweight division, in regards of talent, is there. I mean, Sky Too Hottie here, he's supposed to be part of Too Cool, so he's not even like a solidified guy. I just feel like because Malenko came over from WCW. You're trying to do something, it didn't work. I'm happy that these two got time because they kind of showcased Scotty 2 Hottie in a wrestling sense.
Very good.
Everybody knew kind of what Malenko can do. Look at these two, beautiful. Where are we at? Here, just to give you guys some time because we're probably getting to the end. Yeah, we are. 2 hours, 38 minutes, 47 seconds. Beautiful with the, what were they called? The Stooges. There you go.
Pat Patterson, Briscoe, baby.
Other matches on the card, real quick to wrap this up. Bossman and Buchanan, the new tag team against the APA. They got the win over the APA. 8 minutes, 37 seconds. 6-pack hardcore title match. Crash versus Hardcore Holly.
Look
versus
at those
Perry.
hands from Pat Patterson. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Nah, it's cool. Just rapid fire. Perry Saturn versus Taz versus Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. I feel like they were trying to do something with the Hardy Boys in a non-tag team role. I just feel like it didn't work there. This is me going off the mental, by the way. We obviously didn't rewatch the whole pay-per-view. We're just watching this match. Crazy heat by all these guys. Big Show coming off that main event. Comes the following pay-per-view with a squash match of 2 minutes against Kurt Angle. I think both kind of fell off.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle had that Eurocontinental match, the triple threat match at WrestleMania 2000. I think it was kind of like put together last minute. We're waiting for that pop from Austin Pop. I don't want to turn this up in case it's longer than 30 seconds, but I don't know. Tess and Albert versus the Dudley Boys. That's going to tease that Trish Stratus table.
It's a terrible chair shot, and it
He fell over.
Vince really was the shits in the ring.
That's what I'm saying. He's sloppy, bro. Eddie Guerrero versus Ese Rios, the debut of Lita also, pay-per-view debut for the European title. Eddie Guerrero starting to get some steam with that Latino heat gimmick.
Yeah.
And then the last two matches, Benoit and Jericho, started that crazy Intercontinental feud. I think it's coming up right here.
Yo.
You hear that pop? Look at the facial.
What do you think is bigger, Steve Austin pop or Road Warrior pop?
Stone Cold pop.
Yeah.
Look at the run. I love the run by Triple H. Ready? Didn't even see it last minute.
Bitch, yeah.
Didn't even see it last minute. And then watch the spin chair shot. Ready? Bang, the spin. bang.
That's
dude.
just like ring placement, like like where you like that shows you how good Joe Briscoe was.
Oh, dude, amazing.
And
then Triple H.
oh my god, that poor guy's brain.
Yeah,
Both
not
of
even
them,
turn.
billionaires getting slapped in the face with
Yeah.
chairs, no hands, nothing. Boom.
Yeah, it's crazy. See, this is where I always thought he never did the stunner, but I think he does it right here.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't.
Nope. Boom.
No, yeah, so I think he
chair
saved
shots.
it. Oh yeah. If you guys are the old school people, this is what you watch just for the unprotected chair shots. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, he didn't do the stunner because he couldn't. And then obviously Benoit Jericho, like I said, probably feud of the year, especially in the mid card sense. But then obviously this is the main event, Triple H and Rock. You hear the huge crowd pop, and then I think you even get just as big of a pop with Linda coming out with Earl Hebner, who had a little bit of an on-screen rivalry with Triple H.
Yeah.
So you're getting the kind of the McMahon stuff.
That was terrible.
Post Mania. That's a good facial too.
And
like,
this
she's
stuff
like the,
goes on for the next year, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like culminates WrestleMania 17.
Yep. But that crowd, dude. I'm gonna try to play the Rock pop after. Just look at the crowd. It's amazing. And never forget how good Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler was as a tandem.
Oh my god, I think they're the greatest commentators of all time, in my opinion. Best duo.
Yep. Okay, beautiful. Let's get this pop. Hopefully it's not long. Do you see that pop, bro?
Oh my god, you never see that.
Not
ever.
anymore. Did you hear the crowd doing
Yeah.
the 1, 2, 3? Like, it was insane. Absolutely insane. And can you imagine if this was the end of WrestleMania 2000? But you could also say, if this was the end of WrestleMania 2000, do you get this pop? So it's almost like a give or take, right? You never know.
I think you would.
I think you would.
Because Austin still could have been there.
Yeah, I always wondered why, because he was
4
actually at that
weeks.
fan access. If
Yeah.
you ever watched 2000, though, they talk about fan access. Like, he's
He's there
a part
signing
of the show.
autographs.
Yeah, he's there, yeah. So I don't understand what would have happened with that. Maybe they wanted to save it for a non-WrestleMania gate to kind of bring more people in. I don't know, but it is well deserved. This is Rock's first like big title win as a face, because if you remember, he wins it a year.
It's like one of two.
Survivor Series '98. It's he's a heel.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. You always like, as this is a wrestling fan with the go home good, feel good stories. You kind of wish that this happened at Mania, but at least we still get to see it. And now we could obviously go back on the Peacock and watch this. So
This is title reign number 2 of 8, right?
I believe so, yes. And I was just gonna say, to kind of wrap up the show, like going forward, if you guys ever want to watch, I believe after Backlash 2000, it's Judgment Day 2000, and then King of the Ring 2000. The McMahon Triple H Rock feud kind of continues. Judgment Day 2000, they have the Iron Man match, which is 60 minutes where The Undertaker kind of returns. But yeah, that's pretty much ongoing. And then even in the fall, you kind of throw in Kurt Angle. But Triple H and The Rock kind of go all the way until SummerSlam, I think. So obviously big money here, big pop there, all the signs, all the cameras, it's worth it. And this is what, like, for me growing up, this is what you always wanted to see. Just cool to see all these signs. And obviously, if I was 10 years old now, I would appreciate the athleticism still. And even the crowd pops are still great. But there's something with the small arena, this amount of people, all the signs. Obviously, the characters are still over the top.
There.
Yeah, 19,000. I actually forgot to write that.
19,
I forgot to segue this in. So this is Backlash 2000, April 30th, 2000. Attendance 19,101, and the venue is the MCI Center, Washington, D.C. Look at the crowd, baby.
Holy shit. That's awesome.
But, yeah, any thoughts on this before we wrap it up?
Honestly, great show. I wish it was the WrestleMania ending, but it was The Rock's legacy is awesome.
Yeah, look at that pose. He just looks like a champ right there.
He's got the body of a champion. He looks like a champion. He wrestles like a champion. Steve Austin got, the DX Express there?
Oh, I forgot he came out with that, yeah. It's like this is a tease. It's a good way to kind of bring Austin back in. Because, I mean, obviously, if you're out from November to... he doesn't really make his debut back until, I think it's No Mercy 01.
Yeah.
You're talking about 8-9 months, and this is kind of a way to make him relevant still.
Oh, that's when he dropped the thing on it,
Yeah. I think he did it that Thursday before, but crowd again is going to pop. You know what I mean? I don't even know. Turn that up real quick.
That's awesome.
I forgot to have a beer. This is actually one of the few times they actually have a beer together and actually drink it, but that's because they're actually faces.
So one of the coolest things, I think, is from watching the Critical podcast is you learn that after every match, Austin grabs you. He's like, all right, we're going to watch this back now, see what we did wrong.
That's awesome. He's a smart
And
man.
he's like, you just drink. Like, Angle's like, you drink the whole time.
That's cool. I
And
mean,
he's, like, imagine how cool that, imagine being in the room, like, that's cool, Angle and Austin, because they had really good matches, but watching Steve Austin and Rock after WrestleMania, like, 17, like, all right, let's go back and watch this as I'm, like, bleeding and everything else, like.
I forget what happens. This is where they toast each other with the belt. Look at the pop.
Drinking PBR and Natty Light.
Well, The Rock always said back in 97, 98 that he sold the stunner the way he did in 99, obviously, too, because Austin would get a beer after. That's what I would sell the stunner that way so Austin would give me beer.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Then he would go to any restaurant and then cook his own egg whites. That is G status, bro.
Yep.
That kind of wraps up the show here. Obviously, we're post match and we're celebrating here with Rock and Austin. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show. This is, like I said, our first time we're doing this. We're watching along matches. Maybe when we do a little bit more, maybe we'll go into actual pay-per-views. But for right now, we're going to do a match. This one was Triple H versus The Rock, Backlash 2000. Next week, we're doing Orton versus Cactus Jack. And then after that, it's your call, or we'll just obviously off air talk about it. So obviously during this season, you have Backlashes, you have King of the Rings, you have Money in the Banks for the newer generation of audiences. You could even throw it in your house if you want. Obviously, those are in 96, 97, where they had their own titles. So definitely be specific. We're just looking for matches, though. Like I said, either a good co-main event, a good opener, a good main event match where we could have some time to talk about the match, the card, the roster landscape at that time. And you could even throw in WCW and AEW in there as well. Or even ECW if you guys want to. So we're all ears. We're wrestling fans. We're here to have some fun. Hope you guys had some fun watching this with us. Like I said, we're going to continue this for the next couple of weeks, so let us know your thoughts on it. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at PML Show, and then you can listen to this either on, watching the video on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, so on and so forth, every Friday. We are the PML Crew. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Have a happy Easter. Celebrate with the fam. Be safe. If you guys have kids, enjoy it.
Yep.
Especially for us. Well, Sierra's actually, I think she came back Easter or the day before last year. So it's going to be like our first like official
she hit every
gifts.
holiday at this point. Well, exactly. every holiday at this point for you guys.
So I know this will be your first with Mackenzie, right?
Yeah, so this is probably your last first holiday, technically.
Yeah.
And then we have one more. We have this one and Memorial Day.
There you
events.
go.
There it is.
Cool. So enjoy it. Hope you guys enjoy it, especially first-time parents. As always, we are the PML Show. PML Crew, Rich Lopez, Homeboy Malloy, Top Shelf Price. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your holiday. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. As always, peace.